Hey, welcome to Extra Innings with Bob. In this edition, I'd like to just pick up where I left off earlier on some other inserts. The 1958 NFL Championship game has been called the greatest game of all time ever played. It was between the Baltimore Colts and the New York Giants football team. And it went into overtime, and the Giants tied it up, and then during the beginning of the overtime, the Colts marched down and got within scoring distance. And sure enough, Johnny Unitas handed to Alan Amici, and he scored. And the field was inundated with fans. The announcers were going crazy. But what was really cute about it was, I don't know if the term is cute, but it just showed the naivete of America and the youth of America and this new idea of televising sports. At 8 o'clock on that night, that Sunday night, CBS had Ed Sullivan every Sunday. And as a guest, he had Alan Amici on, a standing ovation from the studio audience. I mean, that was a big deal. Today you wouldn't have that intermixing of entertainment and sports. Sports has so many channels that you can go to and listen to analysis ad nauseum. But then it was a very special thing. I talked about the 20th century with Walter Cronkite that usually dealt with the greatest events of the 20th century. Did a whole half hour on Sam Huff of the Giants called The Violent World. Mayhem on a Sunday afternoon, I think. The Violent World of Sam Huff. Another important factor in the NFL was when NFL Films came aboard. Ed Sable, the president and creator of NFL Films, had a 16 millimeter camera was given to him, and he used to shoot vacations with the family. But he took it to Pete Rozelle and said, give me an opportunity and let me photograph the games. And he did so with up to, like, in the end, 16 cameras, slow motion, great cameramen. And with the voice of John Facenda, created a whole history for the NFL. Switching to basketball, I played what was called biddy basketball. The creator of it was hoping he could replicate Little League for baseball, that in basketball with an 8-foot basket, smaller court, and I was on an exhibition team when I was 12, and we used to go around the state and play to try to promote the game. And that got me very, very interested in basketball. Then when I lived in Philadelphia, college basketball was huge. There were the Big Five in college basketball: Villanova, St. Joseph's, LaSalle, Temple, and the University of Pennsylvania. And they would play doubleheaders, and in between would be a 76er game. And those were the days with Wilt Chamberlain. They were called they weren't even called the 76ers. They were called the Warriors. Yeah, the Warriors. And that was before he went to LA. The NIT was big when I was young. The NIT was bigger than the NCAA. I remember our basketball team, our high school basketball team, went to Madison Square Garden for the finals of the NIT. And that was a big deal. It was only later in the late 60s, early 70s, that the NCAA tournament, what's now called, March Madness. 1960, I started following that when Ohio State with Jerry Lucas won, and then 61 and 2, I think Cincinnati won the NCAA. Professional basketball was low on my radar, but we did have a local team, the Scranton Miners, and I talked about them with their uniforms that glowed in the dark. I watched the Knicks and the Warriors, as I said, with Wilt Chamberlain. Today, my favorite basketball is the WNBA. It's very close to what I played, not above the rim. And those women are warriors. I could not say enough of how much I admire and appreciate their game. It's a beautiful game, played with terrific intensity and understanding of basketball, pure basketball. I recommend it. I really shouldn't say who my favorite team is, but they're in the Windy City and they have two great young rookies and some great pros. Anyway, see you next time.
Magic. Some have possessed it for a moment, others for a lifetime. Like the wind, it comes and goes, but the memories remain.
And all the way for the TD, 35-7, San Diego. That's the season. What a year coming up on Monday nights on ABC.